Thank you for joining me. I'm Alex, and I want to talk about Western Digital today. So, what they do is they make hard drives, and they're the industry leader on those. They're known for their quality and their longevity. Yeah, that's a good word. Obviously, no one really cares about hard drives anymore, but they also dabble with SSDs, which is a good thing. Definitely better for the future, but they're definitely not the market leader in that. So kind of a bad thing there, but obviously the brand recognition is still there, and they do make really good SSDs as well. Current price $47.72, which gives them a market cap of $14.5 billion. There's no dividend. With their current financials, I don't expect there to be one. If they can get back to huge profitability, there might be a dividend at some point, but I definitely wouldn't count on it. Revenue $16.7 billion, very consistent. Earnings negative $250 million, which is up by 2/3, kind of, sort of, depending on how you want to look at it. Current PE negative 450 with a forward PE of 15. Forward PE definitely nice. PE currently not great overall. One thing to note is that their revenue was fairly consistent and growing a few years ago at $20 billion. So they lost a huge chunk there. Obviously, don't think that they're going to get back to that very quickly, but revenue is growing, and I think that they'll continue the growth. Obviously, they're going to grow their earnings with a forward P of 15. Even if they miss that goal, they're going to be fairly hugely profitable. Total assets $25.7 billion, total liability $16 billion, which gives them a total stockholders' equity of $9.6 billion, which isn't terrible. That's actually a fairly good balance sheet for that. Also, stockholders' equity of 2/3 of their market cap is a pretty nice thing. So definitely nice balance sheet there. Risk factors. Obviously, one of the main risk factors would be the brand recognition not carrying over to SSDs or solid state drives, if you don't know all the computer terminology. I do think that with pretty much everyone who operates data centers that needs a large amount of hard drives, those Western Digital, and they know their quality, I think that if they don't screw up big in SSDs, that everything is going to carry over just fine. What they need to do is have the same longevity, words are hard, with SSDs as they do with hard drives, especially with their black line. And I think they can pull that off. Fairly confident in them, and they've been working on that for a few years now. Other risk factors, really nothing new there. SSDs are kind of being a competition to hard drives, and they have been for a while, and eventually they're just going to take over the whole market. And the players are different in SSDs than they were in hard drives. I mean, Samsung made hard drives, but they were not really anywhere close to the market dominator there. They are kind of sort of in SSDs. Intel didn't make hard drives. They do make SSDs. There's a few other companies that are in semiconductors that make SSDs. So all that already played out, and I don't think that in the future there's going to be anything new. So overall, I don't think there's too many risk factors to really worry about. And so for a growth investor, obviously growth is very minimal here, so nothing to see here. For a dividend investor, definitely nothing to see here. For a value investor, the balance sheet looks decent. The forward PE is nice. Lack of a dividend is kind of a problem. Revenues are growing. And the earnings in the trailing 12 months are actually a lot better than the past full year. which is obviously a good thing, and they have been profitable in the last 12 months, and they hadn't in the past 2 years, so things are definitely looking up. If you want to invest in a company that deals mostly with data centers and big like cloud providers and things like that, I think this is a fairly good company to invest in, especially with a forward PE. You won't find this kind of a PE in a tech company that deals with cloud business very easily. So definitely wouldn't blame anyone for investing into a company like this, and especially if you're diversifying into it. Forward PE of 15, definitely nice. So if you're a value investor, definitely look into the company, check out their 10Ks, and make sure it's something you want to invest in if that's the way you're going. That's it for me for today. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and comment out with more videos every day before market open. I hope you have a successful day.